Did you retrieve the technologies yet? We need them, as I have indicated.
I'd be honored if I could hear any knowledge the think tank had to share on.
Why, yes. We are filled with the knowledge you speak of. If you wish to know more, simply ask the others. They can help you.
I've recovered all the technological
What?
information.
You did? Your survival, let alone success, barely registered in my projections. Now, all I need to do is check my transmission databank. Mobius is always filling it up with his psychotic calls. Oh yes, there's the schematics, just like you said. How truthful.
These technologies have the information you need?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
What'd you put your head in? You realize I gotta wash you now, right? You realize I gotta wash you now, right? Well, she's gonna hate me later. Dumb ass. Guess what?
No. I mean, yes. You just need to analyze these technologies for a moment. They are extremely advanced, you know?
Do you even know what these technologies do?
I know how these technologies work. Of course I know. If you remember, we described them in clearly abstract, contradictory statements before. Why would we do that if we weren't certain on how to use them? Yes. So let me... a bit, huh? I'll figure it out.
Look, the antenna focuses brainwave patterns, right?
Yes, that's what I believe I said.
And the suit's a cardiac regulator, and the sonic frequency is a spiral vibrator?
I've got it. The cardiac regulator in the suit, the antenna for brain waves, and the sonic frequency for the vertebral nerves.
Waiting for you to draw a conclusion.
I'm thinking. This is all very complicated. Let me check something. Of course. I have it. The override sequence to open the Forbidden Zone door is hidden in the schematics. Well, not hidden. It's actually right there, behind the programming equivalent of coffee stains. It's embedded in what seems to be recursive code. It's badly commented there and there. Oh, and null pointers very sloppy, Mobius. You see, using the antenna to boost the emitter's sonic frequency, and the stealth suit to bypass the Forbidden Zone lock, yes, that could work. Was that my plan? It must have been. Sometimes I truly surprise myself. The door is open, and now Mobius will get his.
Don't these items seem more biologically focused than that, though?
Biological? Ridiculous. I mean, technically, these items could all be used to put you back together once you had your brain. But for now, they can be used in the name of aggression. The door should be unsealed. Now, instead of being subjected to threats, we can now send an equally threatening message to Mobius. And that message is science. Deliver this message, and Big Mountain shall be freed from Mobius'
You realize
reign
you
of
signed up for a
terror.
bath, right?
You can go now. That's your cue.
I get an extra lore. Can you speak? Do you understand me? Something happened with your voice module. That is too bad or good or something. Can I ask you some questions? Tell me about the big empty. No need to get indignant. Just asking a question. Tell me about those technologies Klein wants. Sound agitated, or you're percolating, or something. Who are you? Sounds important, I think. Wait, after listening a bit, that's Robco Termlink protocol you're broadcasting, right? Well, I've hacked enough Robco terminals to know. And nice pun on the header file, ref. Your broadcast pattern is Robco Termlink, but not by choice. That's Robco Termlink protocol. Doesn't that mean it can be hacked? Only take a second to violate your rights and make your voice mine. Alright, let's see what you have. I'll take these energy cells. And some microfusion cells. Now unlock your room. I want what's in there. I did some bad things to 8. Hi, kitty. Are you ready for your bath? Lastly, if I ever need you to blindly agree with me, you will. Understood? I know it won't work on attack protocols still. I may need someone on my side in the debate. You don't really have a choice, and thanks for the gear. Got the emitter fully upgraded. I'm happy too. Can't let this gather dust. Okay, you look really happy. Should be proud. It's a nice device. Hey, now thanks. Don't want it to run out. You're right. Alright, I'm done doing whatever the fuck that was.
The lobotomite animal before me. What other terrifying terrors will plague us in our quest for knowledge? Communists? Communist animals, perhaps? Be warned. Attempt to propaganda me. I will shriek as a frightened babe, calling loyal cyber dogs to my aid. Do you comprehend, commie animal?
Animal? Did you just call me an animal?
Yes, animal. Hormones, pores, glands, all wrapped up in skin. Who knows what terrifying secrets lie beneath your epidermis? Scalpels shall tell us your secrets, even if we must cut deep for such knowledge. I was head of my biology class at American High, you know.
I encountered your pet in X-18 and had to kill it. Or X-8.
So, you put down Gabe. Thank you. A scamp, but really, his highly augmented combat programming could have proved meddlesome. In any event, thank you for putting him down. One less test subject to catalog and sort. Clearly a failure of Doggy's cybo-engineering.
Who are you? What do you do here?
Before you is the brain of Dr. Boros, head of animology, beastology, and DNA scrambling technology here at Big Mountain. I lay the bones and hearts of animals bare beneath my searing gaze, especially the dogs. I did so love dogs once. Especially Gabe, that rascal. But there are many animals to shape. Industrious cazadors, the happy-go-lucky night stalkers. They are my living, breathing DNA test tubes.
You're responsible for Cazadors?
Indeed. Docile, curious, safe.
How many fucking
sterile.
quests are over here?
They are contained here at Big
I'm gonna be level 30
Mountain
before I leave
to
here.
preserve DNA and for observation.
Makes you think they haven't escaped.
Because Big Mountain safety measures are far more sophisticated than their primitive animal instincts. We are their lords and masters.
And in Big Mountain, those things are all over the Mojave.
No, such creatures are found only here, for research purposes. They would no more be capable of escape than breeding.
I don't think they're sterile. They breed alright.
I cannot expect a lobotomite to understand the careful surgical castrating procedures used in their creation. Perhaps a demonstration of my castrating power would settle your doubts.
Go for it. I'm a woman. Go ahead. You might make me more fertile or impregnate me.
Impregnate you? What? Do you want to make me vomit inside my tank? The mere notion makes the edges of my biomed gel crystallize into asymmetrical patterns.
I want you to have a grasp on your own research.
Nonsense! That is what you speak. Nonsense from beyond. I was at the top of my high school class in American high school. I knew facts. I knew figures. I knew data. We would know if our research was flawed. It is not. We never contradict ourselves, so do not even try.
Alright, when did you create Cazadors?
In 2000, let's see, carry the 3, then count backwards from the Great Static, or beyond. There were the tarantula debates, and something about hawks, which made it around 2003, May, Tuesday. It was definitely Tuesday. Why are we even debating this? What you ask is of no importance. Mobius besieges us. There are more important things to worry about than data and facts.
Oh my god, why do you have so much text? I want to know more about Mobius in the Forbidden Zone.
The malignant tumor that is Mobius plagues us all. His hunger for power, insatiable. From his lair in the Forbidden Zone, his terrifying Robo-Scorpion army clicks and whirs across the crater of Big Mountain, ever seeking, ever stinging. He must be stopped, or all of Big Mountain shall be destroyed.
Tell me about this radar fence around the crater.
The radar fence protects us all. If evidence is correct, the one who built it is me. It keeps anything with a disembodied brain inside, like us, and anything without a brain also inside. It is the ultimate defense against communist aggression. There'll be no infectious ideas on my watch.
The fence doesn't make much sense to me.
It makes perfect sense. Who are you to question the mighty radar fence? Ever since my anxiety-filled days of powerlessness and being bullied in American high school, I have dreamed of such security as the fence. That and giant cybernetic dogs that would ruthlessly patrol and kill anyone who wasn't my friend, like Richie Marcus and Betsy Bright. Who's laughing now, Betsy? I hope you and Richie are happy smoking in your radioactive coffins. I'm glad you never came to my birthday party.
Oh, you want to leave here?
No! Beyond is death, despite mounting evidence to the contrary. No matter where these strange humans wander in from with their ideas and new brains, there is nothing beyond Big Mountain.
Evidence to the contrary?
Enough! Stop filling my precious brain cell units with irrelevant data. You sound like the other visitors, making wild claims of a world beyond, where there is a war beyond war. It is unproven and unthinkable. Bother the other doctors with your crackpot theories. I have no time. None of us do.
Why does Klein want these particular technologies?
There is logic and purpose in it. If these technologies are needed to pierce the Forbidden Zone, so be it. Science is powerful, and in the right hands, our hands, if we had hands, we would be nigh unstoppable.
Tell me about the Big Empty?
That castrated nickname of our facility is not its true name. The true name is Big Mountain. Where are your manners? It is our home, threatened by the horrors of Mobius. All we wish to do is continue our research, layer upon layer, above and beneath the floor of the crater, until we have our answers. But no, Mobius will not let us rest, scaring us with his scary robots with their laser tails and blowing up all the time.
My God. Crater looks like it's been a tag team by giant fuckbots.
It was not our first choice of testing grounds, but we no longer have the luxuries of our test cities. Then we lost the mountain. After the explosion, we couldn't find it anymore. So the crater became our testing grounds for science.
That's cities.
Yes. In the past, individuals would come to us, pay for technology, and if their town, community, or city was just right, we could use that city as a controlled experiment. Vault-Tec was much better at it, of course. We had to make do. Get permission. Sometimes. If only we could have used commie cities. But capturing whole cities was hard, so we captured enough commies to make cities of our own. So we had a group of Chinese prisoners to experiment on. Those were the days. But the true test was science on unsuspecting Americans. Whether it was holograms, new autodocs, toxins, vending machines, we wound them up, let them go into tiny, isolated towns. Then we observed.
God. What was this explosion?
Boom! Yes, quite unexpected and embarrassing. All better now after the landscaping, though. Much more pleasing to our monitors.
3 more DLC.
And the crater helps keep everything inside, because it is bowl-shaped.
I had other questions.
Submit
Never mind, we spoke.
until...
You are an unusual specimen to so boldly walk into the mighty expanse of the think tank, fearless and proud as a teddy bear. Between the extraction of their higher reasoning abilities and urination-inducing fear, most lobotomites dare not approach us, let alone speak to us. Yet you have no such fear. Facing me, epidermis fleshed with blood, plasma running molten beneath, your face contorting with muscular expression. Will you indulge me? Say a few words. Face towards the monitors, please, so that I might record it for further examination.
Quick Scribe jumped over the lazy paladin.
Yes, go on. Seeing your lips and mouth forming words, both revolting and somehow... How does it feel to have the flesh roll around in your mouth like that? To control each muscle and the tongue, like having a fish or extremely dexterous slug lolling and flopping in one's mouthal cavity.
Can't help but to notice your fascination with the body.
What? Nonsense.
How many quests are here? Your hands along the side of your face and exhale rapidly.
What? What are you doing?
And cough roughly and slowly scratch the nose.
Stop it. Why? Why are you making me partake in this filthy formography?
Those eyelids breathe deeply and stretch languidly.
Enough. I am already intrigued. You have sufficiently percolated me.
You're welcome.
I don't know what it is about the biology of lobotomites. It infects my thoughts. All that skin and muscle and tissue.
Why don't you just give in? There's nothing wrong with looking at the body.
Perhaps there is value in what you say. I did so enjoy breathing once, long ago.
Come back anytime and just breathe if you want.
Would you? I feel so ashamed, but yet so intrigued. You'll need to give me a rest in between visits, or else my jaw might run over. If you're ready, let me radar scan you. Slowly. Woo. Woo. Purple, purple, woo. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Purple. Ba-ba, bloop. Ba-ba, bloop.
Drained microfusion cells, drained small energy shells. That's hilarious.
Last little bit there. Thank you, lobotomite. Please, you must come back for further study when I've had a rest. I'm a little sensitive right now.
What? Who are you? What do you do here?
Why, my little bear of teddiness. I am Dr. Dala, first head chief researcher of mineralogy and medicinal sciences. I have 211 doctorates in both applied sciences and techniques to apply those sciences. I also possess a degree in curiosity and advanced curiosity. That is merely schooling, however. When possible, I prefer fieldwork and observation to holotape eidetics. It has proven useful, especially now. I have become the expert on humanology and lobotomite behavior here at Big Mountain. My research doesn't descend into formography. It is only science.
211 doctorates? How's that even possible?
Why, we create not only scientific marvels here at Big Mountain, but new sciences as well. Everything can be quantified, categorized, and dissected until every group can be subgrouped or partitioned.
First head chief researcher, a lot of titles.
What is a name without a title or suffix for the sake of hierarchy? It is a long-standing quantification of personality and importance. We could not do without it. Surely you must be aware of the gravity of such attached appellations, just as surely as you must have a title.
I'm sometimes called a courier.
Oh, a mailman. A delivery man. Someone who takes parcels from place to place using their primitive feet or similar conveyance. You are the second one I've met in recent times. Very different specimens.
There was another courier?
Of course. You must have met others in your travels. This one had met other couriers too, although it sounded as if he hadn't met the correct one. He asked us all many questions, and then he asked a most perplexing one. We had to segment the event out of our memories for safety.
What was the question?
I do not know, nor should we try to access it. Perhaps Klein has the logs. My evaluation would be to let your own curiosity go. I do not think that Klein remembers the conversation as being satisfactory.
Why did you remove my brain and how?
Removing it is a simple procedure. Well, except the complications it can cause to the heart and spine. But once the heart and spine are gone, no trouble at all. Clamp the subject down. One laser incision around the skull. Crack, snip, done. The brain is finally free of the skin envelope, which is then kept automated for cleanup duties around Big Mountain. Lobotomites. With you, however, something is definitely wrong. We've never had a lobotomite who kept speaking after being forcibly lobotomized. I am relieved the pacification field is working. If it didn't, I would broadcast some concern to my colleagues about safety protocols.
How am I still talking and walking around?
That is a good question. My theory is that the Tesla coils in your brain pan are still connected to your brain somehow. It really could be anywhere. Brains are a lot smarter than most researchers give them credit for. We still have your spine and heart. If you were to somehow find your brain, wherever it sloped off to, you could humanically reduce yourself again.
Feels strange in here, peaceful but on
It
edge.
is the pacification field emitters that are broadcasting into the emptiness of your skull. Without a brain, your aggression is suppressed in here.
A way to shut it off?
Why would you want such a thing? You might surrender to your hormones and commit primal aggression on me, on us, again and again. Then I would have to return the favor, activating my vivisectors and gently lobotomizing you from behind.
Oh!
Not something I would relish doing. No, the only way to circumvent the field is to have a brain, and we extracted that like we do all lobotomites here.
I had other questions.
Perhaps you are stuck in a looping gesture of verbal intercourse.
I think so. Jesus. Tell me about Dr.
Dr.
Mobius?
Mobius. A monstrous brain creased with wrinkles of 1,000 evils, with but one jaundiced eye with which to perceive the world. Exiled from the think tank for crimes too heinous to remain in recorded memory, and perhaps differences in research methodology. His one terrible eye forever peers at us, an eye of ever-increasing magnification. He watches from his dome in the Forbidden Zone, spying on us all.
I'll understand how the Tech Klein wants will help.
It'll all become clear. If not, at least we will have the technology here at the Dome, where all technology belongs. When we have all the technology, all the answers, we can share it with the world, piece by piece. All will be in order, and all will be like Big Mountain.
You tell me about the Big Empty, Big Mountain?
This mountain, now crater, encompasses the sum total of knowledge of humankind. It is Big Mountain, where all questions can be answered. You'll see, no matter what your questions, Big Mountain will provide the answers, as it has done for so many before you.
Previous test
Oh
subjects.
yes, we've had other subjects visit. It's why we had to calibrate the pacification field and warm up our brainial beams and vivisectors. Only a short time ago, we had 3-1 subjects arrive, and they ruined several experiments, and even injured 2 of our staff. It is a shame their brains left with them. With you, however, we have taken precautions to ensure that problem won't repeat itself. We've conditioned you so you can't speak of this place, discuss our secrets, or attempt to use force against us in any way. Isn't that nice?
God damn it. What happened with the visitors?
Ask Dr. O. And you could have asked 8 once, until he was severely damaged in the attack. We like him better this way.
What did you say 3-1 test
Because
subjects before?
3-1 is
Why are there so
2.
many quests?
2 spoke to us, one after the other. One mean, one curious. But there was a third we didn't speak to. The last one is the -1. It got traumatized, then taken to one of our medical centers for de-traumatization. A rather unsettling procedure. Until our
Spoken about.
next interaction, my intriguing little lobotomite.
Really don't want to talk
Stop
to you.
hovering. I mean, if you want. Breaking news! Talking lobotomite arrives in Think Tank. Its purpose, unknown. Undefinable. Its presence here, impossible.
You're Dr. O, correct?
Oh? Oh, yes. I'm not going to bother correcting you. At least you got the doctor part correct. I can be grateful for that, at least. Stop the presses! Just in from my eye monitors. Is that Robco tech on your arm? It is! What's your agenda bringing that in here?
Some problem with Robco?
How dare you bring Robco tech in here? What are you showing off? How great Robert House and his big company are?
Oh, we can make Securitrons better than any robot those geniuses at Big Mountain could make, and they'll last 1,000 years.
You're lucky I don't have hands to tear that dip boy off your arm, or feet to stomp on its stupid metal guts. Ugh. Damn Robco.
Calm down, just wanted to ask some questions.
Fine. Ask.
Heard you and 8 were attacked by previous visitors.
I don't like to talk about it. 8, he can't talk about it. They fried his voice module. Something good. It wasn't all the visitors, though. Only one of them got out of control. He's the one that took control of Little Yangtze, our old human farm.
Tell me what happened.
This human. I can't believe it. He broke out of the think tank in seconds. Then he went for Yangtze, got bomb collars, and started practicing on the subjects that were still there until he got the right frequency. We were sending robots to stop him, and he was slicing and cutting through their shells with some souped-up laser gun like they were cheese paper. When he hacked into the mainframe, A tried to stop him and got fried. Me? He rerouted my processors to take control of the train network here. If you see the tunnels with the trains plowed into them, you can thank our visitor for that. He wrecked the whole place. While we were trying to keep containment on the surface, turns out he used one train to punch out a tunnel and escape. Sealed now. But
Who were the others?
2 other human specimens.
One arrived not long after the troublemaker, and the last one, not sure when he showed up. Thought the first one was going to be lobotomized in Y-17. She got out somehow. The last subject, Klein might know more. He talked to him, and let him leave the think tank. Hope he knew what he was doing.
Why is that?
Klein knows things we don't. And I think he told some of those things to the last visitor. Dangerous things if they ever got out.
What do you do here?
All things robotical. You see a robot? I made it. See a broken robot? I made it that way. Deconstructed it down to parts. I have a gift with machines. I can render anything inoperable. Preserve them in a non-functioning state.
It doesn't sound impressive, breaking machines that...
Who asked you? You just wait until a working machine threatens you, and you'll wish I was around.
Do you have another name?
Yeah, I do. It wasn't always O. I just took that one by default because sometimes it's easier to accept a mistake as long as the purpose works. I don't want to get into it. It's a sore topic with me. Makes my gel ripple.
You sure? I'm a good listener. Got the ears for it.
Great. Psychology. Clearly the worst of the sciences, right after collostodiuretics. Okay, so my name isn't O. Never was. It was circular, a single character, digit, but not O. But even with enhanced sensors, no one here could get it right. Always kept seeing the letter, not the number.
Kept confusing the letter with the number. Your name is Dr. Zero.
Yes, thank you. Zero. I am Zero. How hard is that? A narrow, thin zero.
Oh no. O sounds more impressive.
Zero's my name. I'm proud of it, all right? It doesn't get the recognition it deserves. Truth be told, my emotional attachment to it doesn't even register compared to just having people recognize the difference. It's just that they're both sort of round and hollow, so when they monitor scan them, they assume that, oh, it's O. Vivisect me, please.
You wanted to differentiate 0 and O. Put a slash through the 0.
What?
0. Draw a slash through it.
Did I shoot myself with a brainial beam or something? That's brilliant. I mean, I would have come to the same conclusion. Eventually. Oh, who am I deceiving? I never would have figured that out. I can't figure anything out. I'm useless.
That's what makes you truly a 0.
Exactly. At least the old name was indisputable. O is more like surprise. Oh, look what I stepped in.
Maybe you should dispense with the names and focus on the accomplishments.
What did accomplishments ever do for us? Please. I like your solution. With that kind of slash in the middle, I can set myself apart. If I wanted to. To make a 0 in all the think tank, they won't be able to escape it. That diagonal slash right down the middle.
Right,
Thanks.
Eve? Right?
Talking
How
to
you doing? Welcome
it really
in.
helped unclog some frustration.
Good evening.
Talking. What a primitive form of thought kicking.
So, 0, got any amazing discoveries to
Hearing
share?
my name said like that, it really de-reses my screens. As for discoveries, well, of course. Look at this. Just, built it. Amazing, isn't it?
Looks like junk.
It's a discovery. Kilomiles beyond your understanding that... You know what? I'm not even gonna pretend. I broke one of the monitors, and those innards start falling out everywhere. If you could just hold on to that for me until, well, forever, that would be welcome.
So much text. Tell me about Mobius and these monsters of his.
That genius, Mobius, somehow cobbled together these really impressive-looking robot scorpions with spare parts. Even painted them. Tried to see what makes them tick. Can't even examine them without them detonating all over me. Left with shrapnel and burns. Every time. Supposedly, he has even larger models, even a giant robot scorpion hidden deep within the Forbidden Zone. Yeah, right. Giant monsters, sure.
Giant robot scorpion?
Yeah, crazy, right? Something right out of a midnight science fiction feature. Ridiculous. What are the odds?
Tell me more about this
Big
facility.
Mountain used to be a mountain. Then there was a slight mishap. Now it's a crater. The dome used to be buried. Now it's exposed to the sky. Don't get me wrong. Makes the sky light up like a planetarium at night. All those spectra. So soothing.
Need more of those worthless caps to test. The CIU barter functions
I
upstairs.
have a few left. Let me check. Yeah, there were a few under the monitors here. Here you go. Keeps the place tidy.
50. I think we've spoken
Until
long
the next
enough.
scheduled audio
Jeez, we're almost to the max level though, which is sad. Is there anything I wanted to max out? Yep. Max out lockpick. Alright, there's not a lock that can stand in our way.
What are you doing back? Mobius's threats persist. Worse, he's filling up our transmission storage holotape to capacity.
Fallout 3 is a good game though. Fallout 3 is a good game. I slept on New Vegas for a long time actually. I bought it on 360 like very long time ago, and like I played an okay amount of it, like maybe 10 hours. I just never went back. Now here I am 11 years later. It's a solid game. I recommend it. Like one of the previous visitors to the Dome spoke to you, asked some questions.
Oh, yes, the last visitor. Well, the one just before you. Had an interesting name from some language that's almost impossible to speak. What did we speak about? Melancholy fellow. Had questions about history, but our conversation got interrupted. Twice, I believe. Once when the trains got
Heck
derailed,
yeah.
and then a second time.
How
Oddly
you doing
enough,
today,
now that
Eve?
I'm accessing my databanks, I don't
Night
recall what the
for you.
second time was. Mobius's incessant transmissions keep distracting me. Also, we didn't brain scrub the visitor. He may have left with some knowledge he shouldn't have. I believe, maybe. Oh well, I'm sure it's of no consequence. I don't make many mistakes in calculation or perception, so probability favors me. Yes.
Finished chapter 2 of your thesis. You guess you're okay. Fair enough. If you're writing a thesis, that means you're going for your master's degree. Kind of. Gotcha. He's You hate studying the apocalypse? I would too. Like the world's gonna end and I'm really just doing this. I hope everything fizzles out pretty soon, and not with a very large fizzle. Fighting robots sounds more fun. Yeah, can we call this practice? I know it's a bad joke, but... Is this dog in here? Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. Oh, they really hate Mr. House. Where's this holotape? Yeah, I know. Still think that's Tranquility Lane. As close as you can get to it, anyway. Without the park.
Prepare to be attacked by Dr. Morbius!
I'm just trying to do things. Robot scorpions. You are really inhibiting me.
Hit my Robo-Scorpion, will you?
Let's say sting them in the balls. No lurk making dinner, forgot to eat. No worries, I appreciate the lurk, Eve. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy your dinner. Oh my god.
The X-42 giant Robo-Scorpion is alive! Awaken my pet! Initiate your search and destroy protocol in the name of all that is... This is a thriller.
Get.
X-42, attack in the name of Mo... You can't avoid the net.
I don't think I can.
This is a thriller. X-42, attack in the name of Mobius.
You've gained Tough Guy perk. Jesus. Level cap goes above 30, so that's good. Jesus. Couldn't understand Night Stalkers. Consuming Night Stalker squeezins now grants bonus perception. Okay. Yep. That's right, Dustin. Level 30. Level cap in Fallout New Vegas Ultimate Edition.
Here's what I found.
Huh. I think it is. Of course, it didn't tell me. Yeah, we're up there. I don't know what's inhibiting my sneak though. Oh, because I have broken limbs. I started this DLC at level 20. And I'm not done with it yet. All the DLCs in 3 took 2 hours. I'm going on 8. I'm not done with this one. And it's just the first one that I did. Also, I almost died of radiation poisoning. I was not expecting to fight that when I walked in here. Hopefully my auto dock can remove my rads. Can I carry that? Yes. We'll sell that to the robot. How you doing today, Dustin? You found a recalibration file for the sonic emitter. Take it to the jukebox in the sink to recalibrate the sonic emitter for new effects. Alright, what's the next part of this stupid fucking... Find all the samples of biological research station. God damn it. Yeah, this DLC is huge. I'm gonna do it. You're back in town and tired. Boys are back in town. Anyway. I seriously need to get this radiation removed. Look at this shit.
Might I be of service?
That's what I wanted to do. Sell those two things specifically.
You require some additional service?
Thank God. We're heads back down to 0.
What's the hap? What's the hap?
Found Soundwave files for you. Gabriel's Bark, Robo Scorpion, Tarantula. Make it a tarantula. It's purple now. Uh-oh. No, I forgot both of these spots were in this fucking valley. You just got back into town. You must have been busy. I mean, you said you were busy, but like, I didn't believe you. No, I'm kidding. Oh! This is just ridiculous. I'm gonna be max level before I leave here. Friends of mine are moving across to the other side of Canada, so you're helping them fill up the U-Haul? Gotcha.
Go, my mighty robo-scorpions, crawl in search of intelligence. Then sting said intelligence. Yes.
Shut up, Mobius. That's mine. Okay, I'm ridiculous. Fine. You're a good friend. That's more than I would have done for my friends. I say as I've literally dropped everything I was doing to help people move into their houses.
You got some plans for me, don't you? Yeah, I can smell it all over you.
Like processing
I
plants.
love it when you talk like that. Let
There
me
you
just
go.
get that interface up and running for you. Well, hello. Still waiting for that seed. Muggy? Yeah.
Did I finally complete that? Oh my god.
Nobody's perfect.
Don't give me a new quest. Okay. We good? Oh, well rested gets you plus 10%. Yeah, I've been playing the ever-living fuck out of this game, Dustin. As you can tell. Pretty good. The littlest death claw you've ever done seen. Yo, Stripe, why are you so tough? Supergate. They don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming, they don't stop coming. Thank you for your 3rd month of the 3 months you bought ahead of time. How are you doing this morning? We're getting our butt kicked by a little Deathclaw. Oh my... Excuse me? Why? Ready to take Mom to the dispensary. Nice. Gonna get some good stuff. was an unnecessarily hard little Deathclaw. He demands to go like once every 2 weeks. At least you don't gotta go very far. Think tank. Is that round trip or one way?
The lobotomite
One way? Okay.
returns. What insidious plan can
Yeah,
it
that's
have
not bad.
brewing in its horrid mind? What commie anti-American propaganda will it spew?
This Gabe's Bull, your dog from X8, Gabe?
What? Why, yes, it is. I used to leave it outside his doghouse, chock full of chems, before the cybernetic modifications, of course. And no matter how chemmed the food, he would always eat it, and his tail would wag, even
sounds about
while
right.
I
will
I'm
find
having
that
those
out for
perplexing
myself
feelings
less than a
squiggling
month.
through my biogel. I can't quite pin it down.
Sounds like Gabe really loved you.
Why, yes, Gabe. No matter how awful my day had been, he was always waiting there. How odd. My gel is decoagulating. And when I would talk to him about Betsy, and how Marcus would beat on me and call me smart as
Indiana's
sissy
probably
pants,
just like Ohio.
he'd just sit there.
Our roads
head
are
on my
suspect.
knee, and
What happened? What just happened?
if you don't mind, I'll take that ball. Just need to remove it. Put it away, somewhere out of radar range. For some reason, its similarity to the crater shape of Big Mountain is starting to fill up all available cognitive spaces. That, combined with my own overwhelming feeling of having done something terrible, the two were hitting me with unexpected force.
Sounds like you hurt someone who loved you very much.
As odd as it is, I believe that is the conclusion. And I wonder why it didn't hit me before. Until I saw that memory in your hands. This sensation is unpleasant. I don't care for it. I don't care for this place either. And I feel as if we've forgotten something. Still, it is no matter. Crush the feeling down. Crush it
That's
down.
right.
Push
That's
it
right.
into
Repress it. No,
the-
don't do that.
Yes. Forgotten. Almost.
Don't do that.
Yes? I do not need to remember anymore. Not today.
I wish I had that power. Boop. Alright, so do we... Alright. I'd put away the suit, though. But I can't just leave that one thing, can I? Yeah, that sounds about right. The U.S. or state? Big one in the middle. I don't think so. I think I'm coming up Interstate 55. That's about it, though. Maybe if I can figure out how this looks. I'm coming up from the south, so when I do my trip, I'm doing a loop. So that'll be on this side of the left side of the loop. I'm going south first, then coming back up. Why is OBS using 40% of my GPU? I'm hoping it's cool. You live on 55? Nice. I mean US 50? Not the outlet. Not the... I really have no plans in that city. Funny enough, that's where I'll be coming from. I'm going all the way down and coming up. It should be.
The lobotomite. Has it come for hellos? You'll get the lobotomite rip.
Well, that goes a lot faster when you don't have to listen to it. Guess it would be far enough away. Yeah, it's on the Gulf, and it would be far enough away from the outlet of the Mississippi. But maybe every time it closes, for whatever reason, GPU goes above 100%. The only thing I can think of. I don't really have too much, I really don't know what's in the area you live in, to be honest. Other than the arch. I'm gonna look at the arch. That's all I have planned. And eat some barbecue. Their museums. Are there any safe places I can park my car and sleep? I know. I had the PTO calendar last year. And I just picked 3 random days in March. I was like, why'd you do that? Why didn't you just wait till April? But no, in my luck, the strike wouldn't have been over anyway. So maybe it's a blessing that I'm going when it's not as hot. I don't know if I really want to do this. Might be the one thing I leave. Honestly, I wouldn't mind it icy. I'm used to that. I bought this, little solar generator specifically to run a fan at night in the car. Yep, that's all that's for. Run a fan at night so I don't literally die. It is indeed handy. Especially if the power goes out on a 100-degree day again around here. Oh yeah, I have to be wearing the suit. I might leave this one behind. Maybe. We'll find out. Yeah, I wish I would have waited. I bought it before Cyber Monday because I was like, oh, the slightly bigger one won't go on that decent of a sale. So it went on that decent of a sale. Do not make me fight another. Yes, I already beat it. I didn't buy a second one. I can tell you that. Probably should have, but I'd love to have the money for one of the big ones, but yo, what up, Morbius?
Yo, hello there. You are there, aren't you? Forgive my confusion. So hard to tell these days. You seem familiar somehow. I'm guessing you're here for your brain, perhaps?
Yeah.
It's just up there. Such a nice brain, young, very bright. Little hard to see you. Can you walk into my left, right FOV cone? Ah, that's it. You're coming into focus nicely.
That better?
Depth perception is a problem with this old monitor of mine. Went black a while ago. That's old age for you. Should look at getting the visual nerves reattached. It's just that the right eye would see the wrong things. The flying tortoises were the worst. Would you care for a mentat?
Thanks.
I love mentats. Delicious and smarty. I have all
Yeah, you're a
sorts
drug
of
addict, dude.
amazingly science-erific thoughts and ideas when those chalky tablets are zipping through my biogel. I forget them all not long after, though. especially with the data constipating my memory core. Afraid binary streams might shoot out my chassis. Had to start using the dome floor and walls here to inscribe equations, although I've somewhat lost track of where they start and end.
You aren't exactly what I was expecting.
Really? That implies preconceived notions, theories, and a hypothesis about this meeting? Please extrapolate. What was I supposed to be like? After all, it might be worth a cognitive realignment if your theoretical Mobius is better than I.
I need my brain back.
Do you? You seem fine without it. And does it even want to go back with you? Maybe you should ask it. It's quite independent, has all manner of opinions. Tell you what, I'll leave it up to your brain. If it wants to go, then fine. If not, well, you should respect its wishes.
Curious about some things.
Oh, curiosity. I experience that less now that I know everything. Or maybe it was when I found out some unpleasant answers.
Ugh. Why did you steal my brain?
Oh, a variety of reasons. You're something of a homily. The anomaly? You're really quite special, and not in the cranially challenged way. You see, you are the most successful brain extraction experiment ever performed here at Big Mountain. A victim of your own success, as it were. If you were to go back with what your brain knows about the procedure, well, your brain could be popped back in and you could walk right out of here. Can't have brains moving around of their own volition.
Why is that a problem?
I'm not sure, except that I'm sure there's a very good reason for it. I have very good reasons for almost everything I do.
A lot of raisins.
Even if I forget them occasionally. Although I feel this one is especially important. Oh, well.
I was curious about some things.
I find things...
Can you tell me about your Robo-Scorpions?
Well, every scientist needs an army.
Do they?
Mine came to me after these rather large scorpions kept coming in from the desert, like
The desert.
poisonous frosting. How scary, I thought. But they had survived when nothing else had. Perfect candidates for improvement as a reward for their tenacity. Then I thought, what if they shot energy bolts and acted as walking eyes and data-drained computers and acted as bullhorns? Then I made them bigger. Then I thought about custard. I do so love custard. Or was it mustard? Mustard custard.
Ugh, mustard
I
custard
miss
would be
sugars and
gross.
salts.
You don't seem aggressive. Why broadcast threats to the think tank?
Oh, I was probably tripping hard on Psycho when I sent that. Had to work myself up to it. Not usually violent, except when I am. Then, watch out! So many chems, such varieties. Whenever I take Mentats, I can feel my entire chassis breathe like a big spherical lung. As for the Psycho, sometimes get the chem dispositories in my tank all switched up. Go in the wrong tube. Still, served its purpose.
Wait, sounds like you built the Robo-Scorpions, issued threats to keep the think tank occupied.
Did I? Maybe I did. Can't have them leaving. Some reason for it. Ethics or, conscience? You and your brain are quite alike. I'm sure it knows the reasons better than I do.
Everything you've told me doesn't add up. Your plan, even your name, Mobius.
Dr. Mobius. Rather catchy, isn't it? It's my name, and my new name overwrote the old one. This name's as real as you or I, although I believe your brain expressed similar incredulity at the nature of such an appellation. Someone's been watching too many old-world science fiction movies, it said. I believe it meant me. I must admit I have a vulnerability for holotape fantasies of planets and robots and all that is forbidden. As for the name I was born with, like the think tank, we were all reprogrammed to forget them, take on new names. It enforces the recursion loop in our perception programming.
Program their names as part of recursion loop? Well, what, to trap their processors?
Now, trap is a rather harsh word, like excrement. Not an inappropriate word, but still rather harsh. But, yes, I did take some liberties with their programming. It's all right, they don't remember. I certainly didn't until you said trap, and then I said excrement, and then...
Breaking news, gas prices are now so high it's actually cheaper to buy cocaine and run everywhere. Why did you trap them?
The radar fence to keep the think tank hemmed in wasn't really enough. They keep testing things. They would have found a way to disarm it. I suspect I have Plan 9s in place, but I may have coded myself to forget them, just in case. They're probably very dangerous, lethal, or worse. So I had to do something else to keep them occupied here, or as you like to say, trapped. I prefer to have several Plan 9s in case the 7s fail.
Line Mobius, zeros, a circle, 8s, an infinity symbol. They're all loops. I get it.
Oh, you figured it out. No pun intended. Dr. O, which is actually not his real name multiplied, since you can't multiply his real name in the first place. Ouroboros, Klein, they have all forgotten themselves. And not only themselves, but the world, sense of time and history. All that is left is what's here. I reprogrammed their chronometers, geometers, and cartography programs. This is now their world, here, Big Mountain. It was a merciful lobotomy, really, thinking back. They were my friends, but sometimes they would take things too far. And the world isn't ready for that kind of too-far thing-taking. That's my professional opinion, anyway. And I am told I was once quite professional.
Minor detail, but a snake devouring its own tail is Ouroboros, not Ouroboros.
Really? It is so unlike me to make an error in anything I do.
If you lobotomize the think tank, why terrorize them?
Well, it's simple. Despite their many failings, they are rather bright. They are the think tank for a reason. That I didn't change. Without something to distract them, make them afraid, they would simply deduce what had happened. And when they start deucing it up, then you came along, the final variable solved. They saw that their world was larger than they perceived. Bacteria, finally able to see its host.
Oh my gosh, dude. There must have been other signs of a larger world.
There have been other visitors to make them doubt their perceptions, but you are the one who dialed back their monitor micro-magnifiers. You were irrefutable proof that there was a world outside. And then there was the whole brain fiasco, which forced me to take steps. See, your brain had a special kind of wrinkle, a uniquity that they had never thought to try in all their countless escape attempts.
Oh my god. The bullet that went into my brain, Doc Mitchell tried to patch me up.
Yes, very good. I should have Mentats ingest you instead of the other way around. Mentats. In any event, you showed up at the think tank, and because you had suffered a cranial injury in just the right place, bullets in the head are usually much more fatal, and yours was a light case of bullet headitis. But it was enough for the autodoc in the sink to change its programming to fix the problem, and the brain extraction technology for once worked. That gave the think tank the knowledge its brains couldn't possess. With that knowledge, the procedure can be reversed. If they obtain that procedural data, they can use it to mush and modify their cranial cells into hosts to slip past the radar fence. I'm sure of it. And once they're off the reservation...
Klein said they had the idea to get the 3 technologies after your broadcast. Coincidence?
I consider coincidence to be profanity, along with the words astrology, herbal tea, and luck. So watch it, potty mouth. My threat broadcast is designed to instill and install fear. And along with the emotional download, other data rides the fear carrier wave. It prompted them to focus on retrieving those technologies and bring them to attack me. And coincidentally, pardon my language, all those technologies are needed to put a brain, your brain, back into its skull properly.
Jesus. Was there any other data transmission in your threat broadcast?
Yes, my overly aggressive cammed-up broadcast was designed to keep reinforcing the forget, fear, rinse, and repeat program. Oh, and the get me the things to castrate your only possible escape attempt. But I couldn't delete you or your arrival any more than I could the other visitors. Only so much science can do when you started talking to them. You're really quite difficult to ignore, you know. It's because you're, well, rather intriguing, if you'll forgive an old brain for saying so.
Still things to talk about. Okay. Oh. What is the purpose of the technologies?
The X2 antenna can be used to focus your alpha wave frequency thought patterns. The sneaky suit? Why, it houses a cardiac regulator. And the sonic sound wave projecto emitter was never intended as a weapon. It was a medicinal vertebrae pulse desensitizer. In short, brains, a heart, and courage. Spine. I think there was a story once where a band of murderous thugs sought these things. They had them all the time in the story. Didn't stop them from murdering to get them. And it won't stop the think tank either.
But the think tank downloaded the schematics, not the items. They can rebuild them.
Oh, that means my plan is a total failure. That is unfortunate. Oh well, at least I tried.
Time for me to go bye.
Indeed. The goodbye part of our little chat then. Goodbye. Please mind the equations on the floor.
Give me my brain.
Well, well, look who finally dragged themselves in out of the wasteland. And where have we been, Crawling through pits of radioactive muck again?
Are you my brain?
Ah, lovely. Figured that out, have we? Would you like a cookie?
Are you such a dick?
Well, that's a fine how do you do. Me, quote, dick, unquote. As if I'm the one responsible for the way you carry on gadding about the wastes. I'm not the one that makes us clamber around Technus-infested ancient vaults or go charging off to New Vegas on missions of ill-conceived revenge. And have we forgotten who got us shot in the head and buried in a shallow grave? Do you think I enjoyed that little moment?
Of course you're responsible. You're my brain.
I most certainly am not. I'm the seat of all reason and logic in our little partnership. All those feelings that motivate you, that sense of righteousness and that rush you get when
I
you
know,
love
right?
someone. Do you know where those come from? Glands. They come from glands. Free of the tyranny of your ape-like and primitive endocrine system, I can see how foolish your motives are.
I didn't realize it caused you so much distress.
Well, maybe next time you hear me telling you that charging a napkin with a penknife is a bad idea, you'll listen.
You want to be reunited? I thought you'd be happy to get back in my head.
I'm not going to lie to you. The prospect is definitely not that appealing. Look at it from my perspective. Here I have peace, quiet, and safety. Well, barring the odd rogue scorpion. In your head, I've got poison, radiation, grisly injuries, and biological functions. Do you know how much more you can get done when you're not constantly looking for places to urinate? It's quite a lot, I can tell you.
What about the good things? What about the cool breeze on your cheek, the smell of food, love?
Overrated biological feedback. Believe me, you only feel that way because you've got all that meat. Oozing hormones.
Isn't it just true that you only feel this way because you're lacking those hormones?
I suppose you're right. That does call certain assumptions into question, doesn't it?
We're at an impasse. You can't feel what I feel, and I can't think the way you think.
Indeed. Quite the conundrum. How do you suppose we resolve it?
I think we have to trust each other and acknowledge that we aren't complete if we're
I
separated.
suppose there might be some advantage to that, yes. There's a chance that the reintegration would create some improved synergy between us.
What do you say, Brain? Join me for more wild adventures?
Well, I suppose you've convinced me well enough. I'll rejoin your body if that's your final decision. Unfortunately, before we get to that stage of the proceedings, we have a problem. Even if I could settle myself back in your skull and reconnect all those pesky nerve endings, Dr. Mobius doesn't have the tools here. We would have to make use of Dr. Klein's lab, and I rather doubt the brains are inclined to share.
Why? They promised to put us back together once I did what they wanted.
And you believe them? Really? I know you were recently deprived of my fabulous advice, but... Really? Once I'm delivered into their clutches, they'll find a way past the radar fence and the whole Mojave will be their playground. And that is assuming, of course, that one of them doesn't take a fancy to our body and decide to slip his own brain into it instead.
You're part of me. I know you don't want to let that happen. That happen any more than I do.
Well, I suppose I do miss those endorphin
You leveled
rushes
up to
when we
31.
saved the day. All right, what's the plan?
If the think tank won't hold up their bargain, we'll make them. Let's go.
Right. Look out, think tank. This brain is coming out of its jar. I suppose now that we're reunited, you'll want to fill your torso up with those other meaty parts the think tank took from us. Personally, I think your upgrades are quite a bit better. But now that I'm with you, the Sync's autodock can plug them back in no problem. Right then, off we go. Klein will be in for a nasty shock when he realizes the pacification field won't work on a mind and body reunited.
Got our brain. Wait, are we gonna go, like, murder all those? Fuck it. Do it. I can't believe I've gained 11 levels just in this DLC. Yeah, I thought that too. I was like, is that Seth MacFarlane doing Stewie?
You require some additional...
Sir is looking exceptionally sharp today, if sir will permit the compliment.
You require some additional...
Dr. Klein awaits. Make sure you're prepared. Finish this once and for all.
The lobotomite returns. Our lobotomite. Has Dr. Mobius been denominated into scrap metal and voice module parts, as we hoped?
Found my brain. Now you and I are gonna settle things.
I recommend watching your tone with me, lobotomite. Now, your brain. Hand it over, or we'll extract it again.
I'm not handing my brain over. There's some things we should
And what
discuss.
could we possibly have to speak about? You have the brain, we have the technology. All you must do is surrender. With it, we can finally leave this place. I cannot tell you how boring this place gets, chopping up the landscape and everything in it. And we have so many questions to ask your brain first. About this Mojave place. A fertile testing ground for our experiments.
You think I'm the lobotomite? No. From my skull houses the brain of Mobius.
That is the most insane thing I've ever heard. There's no way Mobius would condescend to step inside you. Besides, there's no way such a thing could be accomplished. It's impossible.
Nothing is impossible for science. Masons, lasers, atoms, brainwaves, all at my command.
You speak the truth. And the decibel variation in your voice, it is Mobius. How dare you breach the think tank? And what do you want here?
I offer a deal. Stay here, stay put, and I'll let you live.
That's no deal at all. There's a whole world beyond the crater, filled with ideas and possibilities. We could have escaped, seen it all for ourselves, tested it, prodded at it, made it squirm.
Think you're past due for your lobotomy, Klein.
A fight? I've never been in a fight. What do I... Ah! Colleagues! Think tank! Alert! Alert! We are under attack! Behold the power of science! It's fighting back! I will unleash the incredible power of our...
Oh my! That's what my attack protocols feel like. Let's gang up on it! Guys? Anyone?
Oh, are you all alone? Well. They did. They did. The one brain sounds like Dr. Venture.
As it had been in the years before the Great War, Big Mountain, the Big Empty, became home to one of the brightest minds of the 23rd century. The Courier watched over the Big Empty for years to come, caring for it and keeping its discoveries safe until they were needed to help others. Which had always been Big Mountain's purpose. Past the laboratories and science, it had always been intended as a place to build the future of all mankind.
The Courier had scoured much of the Big Empty, although secrets still remained in the crater's depths. Perhaps that was for the best, however. Curiosity, while sometimes rewarded for its efforts, often proves to be equally dangerous.
Dr. Mobius continued his research undisturbed in the Forbidden Zone. As much as he had attempted to create better scorpions, he tried the same with humanity, with considerably less success. These failures didn't bother him overmuch. Once the rush of mentats wore off, he forgot he had failed in any event. After all, the bright young mind who had come to visit him in the Forbidden Zone had already exceeded his expectations.
The sink atop the dome bustled with the voices of a small town, constantly chirping, arguing, and snarling at each other. Still, this all happened productively in the interests of its new owner. The Sync Central Intelligence Unit discovered, despite its inversion code, it was comforted by the sense of community the other personalities gave it.
The biological research station, obsessed with seeding everything in sight, requested a transfer to the X-22 Botanical Garden, so that it might, in its own words, sensually fertilize the garden's smooth contours. The garden sent back a polite refusal, saying it had prior commitments with a vault it had helped infect before the war.
The book-chute continued to devour all seditious materials until it nearly choked on a paperclip. It adamantly maintained it was a Chinese paperclip, and the whole thing had been an elaborately orchestrated assassination attempt. Whatever the reason, it slowed down for a while, carefully appraising each document and clipboard that came to it.
The light switches continued to bicker and flicker.
This persisted until the day someone dropped a flashlight in the sink, and the two of them united in their hatred of the showboat.
The sink continued to ruthlessly scrub any particulate matter that came near it. Eventually, it gained access to the magneto-hydraulics plant and nearly flooded all the Big Empty in an attempt to scrub the crater clean.
The toaster continued its psychotic spree, reducing all appliances in range to scrap electronics and spare parts. After one of its more psychotic episodes, however, the other Sync personalities decided enough was enough and dumped the toaster in a bathtub. Sparking and hissing, the toaster swore its enemies would rue the day when they had bread and no way to toast it.
Muggy did his best to collect coffee cups, although in his
I love
quest,
the toaster.
he accidentally trapped himself in Higgs Village. It might have been the end for poor Muggy. Except he found it peaceful there, tidying up the kitchens of the think tank professors back when they had been flesh and bone. Well, except for Dr. O, who was an asshole for having created Muggy in the first place. Muggy left O's house deliberately dirty, punishing the dishes and cups that lived there in blind revenge for serving Dr. O.
Blind old Jefferson, with sounds the courier brought him, created a symphonic counter-frequency that saved Big Mountain from sonic invasion in 2910. If you didn't hear about it, good. It was rumored by the other personalities that he had a brief fling with the light switches. Although he forgot their names once too often and was soon left in the dark as punishment.
Autodoc, always gentle and methodical, kept sewing up the courier in all the right places when the skin split open from repeated wear and tear. The Autodoc was just glad to have purpose again. It heard its simpler brothers and sisters who got shipped to the Sierra Madre were bored out of their skulls in that toxic dead city. In time, the Autodoc found a way to deactivate the Y-17 trauma harnesses, releasing the corpses they had held prisoner for almost 200 years.
As the courier ran through the X-8 facility multiple times, the computers analyzed the test subject's movements. Rather than performing a superficial observation, they realized the subject barely knew what communism was, or even what a high school was. This confused them for a time, until the facility finally realized that its research had succeeded. So it let its cyber dogs out into the wastes to help protect small communities from physical aggression rather than communist propaganda.
The infiltration program in X-13 continued to scan for the subject and the stealth suit prototype long after the test was over. Frustrated and unable to find its lost technology, X-13 expanded its network of laser tripwires, sensors, and robo-brains out across Big Mountain. This glittering blue light beam forest cleanly bisected anything that entered its depths, slicing them into small segmented parts for easy disposal.
The courier, organs intact, continued onwards, a little less heavy of step, but with all the organs in the right places, as they should be. After all, brains can develop a life of their own when left to their own thoughts, and the courier's brain was more clever than most.
The think tank basement, filled with lobotomized robotical frames of the doctors, now served as a graveyard. The monitors had recorded the battle in its entirety, including the think tank's final, shrill, terrified screams, whimpers, and pleas for mercy. They broadcast these humiliating last moments as a warning to anyone approaching the perimeter that other smarty pants were not welcome. The courier was the inheritor of the Big Empty, and there was room for only one will in the halls of the think tank dome.
There is an expression in the wasteland, old world blues.
It refers to those so obsessed with the past they can't see the present, much less the future, for what it is.
They stare into the what was, eyes like pilot lights, guttering and spent, as the realities of their world continue on around them.
Science is a long, steady progression into the future. What may seem a sudden event often isn't felt for years, even centuries to come.
In the times following the Second Battle of Hoover Dam, however, Old World Blues took on a new meaning.
Where once it was viewed as a form of sadness, nostalgia, it became an expression describing the potential for the future.
It can be easy to see science as evil, technology unchecked as the source of all ills, all misfortunes.
With the courier at the helm, science became a beacon for the future. There was old world blues, and new world hope. And hope ruled the day in Big Mountain.
We could say more, but the stories in the Big Empty speak for themselves. Now armed with the transportal Ponder, the courier could return to the dome at any time and crack open the secrets of the Big Empty one by one. The Sync sat vigilant, waiting for its master to return, shoes covered in Mojave dust. Only one road yet remained, and it was one the courier had to walk alone.
You have lost the Brainless perk. You have gained the Big Brain perk. Big Brained perk. Your brain is back in your body, but some of the advanced technologies remain. Your head still cannot be crippled, but you are only 10% more resistant to the addiction. Surprisingly, your damage threshold has improved by 10%. You've acquired the Big Mountain Transportal Ponder, capable of transporting you and you alone between the Mojave Wasteland and the Big Mountain. To return the Mojave or go back to Big Mountain from the Mojave, simply equip the Transportal Ponder as you would any weapon, pull the trigger, and away you'll go. Note that it won't work in interiors or in combat situations, and is totally incapable of harming enemies. That's one DLC down. That was way longer. We do still have one quest, but I don't want to do it.
Might I be safe in the assumption that matters with the think tank have been satisfactorily computed vis-a-vis your residence in this domicile?
It buys things.
Very.
Yeah, it definitely is a nice boost. Oh, man. I want to keep... I can get here at any time. It doesn't really matter if I leave it right there. That's fine. And we're back. We did it. That's one DLC. Alright, let's do the reunion. First, let's go to Goodspring.
Howdy. You looking to buy some supplies? Give me a shout if you need anything else.
See it. Go put stuff in our box over here. Fuck it. Let's go. Well, let's do it. Gonna have some video game time this week, Dustin. Yes, thank Jeeves. Good. Fuck you and your Inviswalls, Obsidian. Better grab that dog gun. That's hilarious. I still can't believe one DLC raised me from 20 to whatever I am now. 31. Really? Put it with your invis walls, Obsidian. Only 43 experience. Oh, they meant me no harm. Oh. A lot of ham reading. Courier 6. Lonesome Road. The coordinates you received lead you to this canyon filled with storm-tossed wreckage. Beyond lies the divide. Lonesome Road is intended for experienced couriers, level 25 or higher. You cannot take companions with you on the road ahead, nor bring any you find out with you. You can carry whatever equipment and gear you have with you without restriction. However, if the journey proves too difficult, or you need to resupply, you can retrace your steps and return to the Mojave at any time. You are prepared, then continue into the storms of the divide. History. Let's see. Walk the Lonesome Road. Alright, DLC number 2. Should be a little tougher than Old War Blues. Nice that you can leave at any time. You have discovered Hopeville Silo Bunker entry. Lonesome Road. These controls currently access the silo itself, but it's encrypted beyond your ability to hack. I literally have 100 science. You will need to find something that can break the encryption. Unlock maintenance access. Maintenance access stat. Main power, offline. Emergency power, standby. Maintenance report. Level 1, non-operational. Security measures inactive. Level 2, non-operational. Security measures inactive. Level 3, non-operational. Inactive. Arc welder. Unlock prototype bot pod. Bot pod status. Unlocked. Maintenance department log. Commissary notice. Attention all base personnel. The automated commissary system has been locked down until further notice. Turns out that the counterfeit proof pay chits we've been issuing to you are exactly the same size and shape as ordinary bottle caps. So we can correct the problem, you'll have to make your purchases the old-fashioned way. Staff Sergeant Lance. Commissary reminder. Attention all base personnel. This is just a reminder that all base commissary terminals draw from the same central depository. Please do not waste your time or the technicians by running from commissary to commissary. Won't get any more whiskey than the first one, Staff Sergeant Lance. Talk to EDE. What was that sound you played? Some kind of memory glitch? No, it wasn't your boot up sequence, it was a recording. Something about someone called Ralphie. Probably just some old data floating around in your memory, nothing to be worried about. I think I could use your help getting out of here. Can you come with me? EDE has given you the enhanced sensors perk.
Experiment log 369248/B. iBot Duraframe Universal Interface Override System. This is Dr. Whitley presiding. We've boosted signal gain and enlarged the overflow buffer system. That should ensure 100% connectivity and control. Eddie, whenever you're ready. Yes, success. Reporting full success on 369248/B. Eddie was able to interface with and override the test panel in under 3 seconds. Great job, team. Now let's start on the proposal for the full rollout.
That's a recording from your development. Are you saying you can override electronic security? Only panels with disc-shaped receivers. The console in the main room had one of those, I think. Is that the voice of your creator? What happened to him? Well, I'm sure he's fine wherever he is. Maybe you'll see him again someday. Alright, let's keep moving. Lock the commissary for. Where was the commissary? Oh, fuck yeah. Eddie, use Eddie to break the encryption. Use the controls to restore power to the silo. Up top. Ah, yes. I like how the computers in the DLC only have 4 passwords, so you can't fail. Like, unlock hydraulic access door. You found a module on this broken iBot that can upgrade Eddie. Installing this module grants the first rank in Commander E perk, allowing Eddie to repair your currently equipped weapon once per day. This perk is accessed through Eddie's dialogue. If you find more upgrade modules, you can unlock further ranks of this perk when you return to the Mojave. These upgrades will carry over to the original Eddie as well. Impressive multi-tool suite you've got. I bet I could make all sorts of stuff with that. Hey, is that an Armco portable reloading bench built into your thing? That'll be handy. We're almost level 32, baby. Yeah.
Dr. Grant? What the hell do you think you're doing?
Ah, Whitley. There you are. Orders from Colonel Autumn. He feels the iBot Duraframe project isn't advancing quickly enough. I'm to...
You didn't even disengage his damage avoidance protocols. You're hurting him.
Don't be ridiculous. It's just a machine. See here. I've already increased the navigation system's efficiency by 65%.
Get the hell out of here!
Fine, Whitley. It's your lab. At least until I tell the Colonel about this.
Sounds like Dr. Whitley really cared about you. Ralphie, who? You're still not making any sense, Eddie. Dr. Grant sounds like a war crime waiting to happen. You don't have to tell me. I would have beat the crap out of her. Wow, do you kiss your mother with that mouth? A terrible story, Eddie. But we should get moving. That one had 5 words. Deactivate second level security. We're level 32, baby. That's good eating. Any living creature you kill has a 50% chance to have potent healing items. Thin red paste or blood sausage one. For over 100 saves. Get doctor's bag. Hell yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa. We're at the terminal. Yeah, this game, this is a lot better than 3. I mean, 3's good. This is better. Eddie. Okay then, guess there's only one door to go through. Not a plasma. Might as well carry it so I can sell it at the company. Open the silo bunker doors. Uh-oh. Yetios. What's the other way? Other way. Oh my god, so many doctors. Hell yeah. think I have a perk where I can continue to pick a lock even if the horse didn't work it.
There's your signal. Faint, but there. Just like NCR. Voice without fire, without strength. Sick. Her tales of you walking the Mojave. Giving the two-headed bear strength. Giving hollow men like Kimball, like Crocker, half the life Hanlon had. Now, let's test that strength, that conviction, Courier.
You have a lot of hate for the NCR. That kind of hate isn't new, Mojave.
No, not new. And not new among all those in the shadow of the bear. You know their flag. A bear with two heads. Symbols an old world one. Had one head then. Better off for it. Their flag speaks to their spirit. They're split like any two-headed animal, trying to go in different directions, ending up nowhere. In a Mojave, that'll only get you sand between your fingers, or over your grave.
You better tell me who you are and what you want.
I'm a courier. Courier 6 was Courier 6. Like you, and not like you. In all the ways that matter. Spent too many years looking for you. Now letting you come to me. Thought carrying that ship would end you. No. You got lives in you. Hard to kill. Storms, bullets, sand and wind. Yet still you walk. For now.
Never spoken before. I remember your voice.
Words are the only way couriers meet. Sometimes it's the paths we walk. But no, we've never spoken before now. You may not know my voice, but we've walked the same places. The long 15 to Prim. That wasn't the only road you ever walked. I've been to your home, the place you kept returning to. May not be the place you were born, was the place you gave life to. Same thing. People forget couriers can keep communities alive until the day they're gone and their breath catches in their throat.
You're the one who sent the radio messages, Ulysses.
Not my given name. Close enough. Took it from history. Found it in a book. It's an old world name. Ulysses lived a long time ago. Long before the old world set fire to itself. He made a mark without being myth. Had to fight during a time when his world had two flags, and he had to make them one.
Brought me here to talk. Ulysses, not the myth. You're honoring history.
History. Yes. Ulysses walked a hard road. A general, like Caesar and Oliver. He was brown and stubborn, gave him strength on the battlefield. He led his side to victory, turned two flags into one. That's when he lost. When the fighting was done, the sickness took hold. Lesson there. If history's to be believed, one you should heed.
Brought me here to talk. If you wanted to kill me, you'd have waited until I came for the chip.
No. No, I couldn't. And I'm thinking you can't kill me either. If you did, you'd answer for it. Just as I would. Let the land do the killing for you. That's one of the things you taught me. Killing is personal. So's vows, promises. Last bit's more important to me than the first.
Wait, so you swore not to kill me. Why?
What kind of world would this be if Courier killed Courier? You've got enough distance ahead of you. Save your breath for the road. Don't waste it on words.
Get your name. Back to the job you...
All right, Courier. If the why of it matters to you.
You're supposed to carry the chip.
Meant to? No. Never. Your burden. Weigh you down long enough to let death catch up to you. But you survived. There was death in that package. And while the chip is important to old world ghosts, no. You are more dangerous than that chip ever could be. Maybe why you found each other. Little piece of the old world speaking to you, waiting for you to wake something else up with it.
They refuse to deliver the chip. What, to set me up to die?
We all have death following us. Only a question of how close. You dodged it. For a time. You're good at that. Talent for it. With that chip weighing you down, a burden. Lets death move a little faster without me pulling the trigger.
You wanted me dead. Why did you wait?
Promises to keep to others. And the Mojave's dangerous enough left to the land. The land has its way. If I wanted you dead, we would have met sooner. Not sure that's the way this ends. Might be that history needs to have its say. If not, then messages will do.
How are you speaking through Eddie?
The robot with you. All of them are machines, radios, old world tech reshaped with new hands, historians, couriers carrying messages. Seen them as I've walked the divide, tending other machines. That one, sealed inside the Hopeville silo. Sign America is waking up. It will follow you, obey you, carry it until we are face to face. Then there'll be no more need for it to carry my words.
Jesus. What is this place?
The divide. This place is a slice of it. Old military. Can still smell the pride and the fear. Hope of the old world. Wrapped in fencing, covered in storm. Got new inhabitants now, other than ghosts. More recent. Recruits.
Area looks like it was hit with earthquakes or underground detonation.
America sleeps in the divide. Giants beneath the earth. You saw one locked in the silo beneath you. There's more. Only takes a few of them, locked below ground, to tear apart the earth and cast dust, sand, ash into the skies above. You'll see the extent, the miles of it, soon enough. You need to see it. Walk it. For now, eyes alert. Watch the streets below. There's still life in the divide. Threats, other than the storms and wind. New inhabitants.
Inhabitants? It doesn't look like anyone's alive down.
New inhabitants, not natives. Most of them came with duty, purpose, ready to kill each other. The divide was stronger. Left marks on them too. Not bear, not bull. Now, radiations marked them, made them equal in history's eyes. As vicious as the storms are, these shadows of Legion, of NCR, silhouettes of things to come.
NCR, those bodies in the silo were NCR soldiers and special forces?
Might have been. Once. To the divide they came. In the divide, they rest. If you saw their corpses, you saw mercy. Got what they deserved, coming to the divide. The bear and bull. NCR Legion came in waves, before and after. right into the invisible fires. The wind, ground, collapsing beneath them. Once under different flags, now they are equal in their hatred of the trespassers. You and I.
Never seen corpses mutilated like that.
Even as the fires here burned them from within, the winds of the divide tore their skin, exposed them, screaming to the sky. And just as the divide tears at them, so they tear at each other, for sport, like some tribal scarification. Falling back to their history, maybe. No matter what they suffer, the radiation, fire of the divide sustains them, makes them stronger.
Radiation may keep them alive in areas so physically punishing it would kill others, even ghouls.
There's truth in your words. In what I've seen of their tactics, movements, recovery, those wounds, they couldn't live otherwise. The divide winds have torn the skin from many of them. Maybe the radiation is the only thing keeping them walking. They camp near silos, warheads. No way to cleanse the radiation. Makes them hard to kill there. Have to draw them out.
Enough talking. You went through a lot of trouble to lure me here, so let's get on with this.
America sleeps ahead of you. Its nightmares filled with quakes, storms. You'll need to find your own path. That means waking America's spears up from their slumber. There's ways. Warheads set off collapse. Warheads could open the gates again. You're resourceful. That machine, robot with you, can help you find the warheads you need to destroy. And their trigger, the detonator. The way ahead is below. The tools are there. The rest, up to you.
Oh my god. If we share history, then before going forward, I want to know the past.
Who are you who do not know your history? You came all this way for answers. Only currency I have. Nothing else to be gained. Could turn around, walk away at any time. If history matters to you, you'll need to earn it. Any laws of mine, I have already cast away in the divide. They're lost to you. For now, find the trigger for the warheads buried in Hopeville. Use it to keep moving and keep alive.
Fine, I'll find this trigger, then I'll come find you.
The divide will send its worst against you. It may break you. We'll see if you're stronger. Road gets rougher from here. Courier left marks for you. Colors will tell the way if you're smart. They'll lead you to your home one more time. Lead to the ending of it. Maybe remind you why you wander.
A lot of experience. We're almost at the next level already. This is an intact nuclear warhead. If what Ulysses said is true, the laser detonator in Hopeville should be able to trigger these to explode. A lot of reading. A sneak power, baby. Your commissary. Or what Vesperilla doesn't. +2 for 25 seconds, but I literally guess it's not food. Or bag. Oh, you only got one more shot at it. Okay. It worked. It's a commissary. Anyway, sorry about that. Level 33. Jesus. Whoa, 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 whoa. Get up the fucking rock. What a beast, yeah. I try to be. Oh my god. Got the red glare. You found the laser designator Ulysses spoke of. A piece of pre-war tech that can detonate a nuclear warhead scattered across a lonesome road. You can use it to open new paths, kill enemies from afar, or even discover secret loot caches. Just point it at a warhead, hold down the trigger, and watch the explosion. If what Ulysses said is true, you'll need this to advance, which means there must be a warhead blocking the way forward. You'll need to find the correct warhead and detonate it. Are those homing? glad I was standing far enough away. Something wrong with the red glare? Actually, hold on here. Grab a second one. Air this one. There we go. I just want to blow some people up. It's fine. $70 experience. Oh yeah. All the ammo. I don't know why my hit boy is so dingy.
Emptiness here, like the sands of the great salt lake, echoed. The beating in the divide sky, like storm drums of the white legs. Ran with them on the salt beds at Caesar's command. Cut the throats of the two-headed bear, cut all communities off. Use storm, sky, disease, fire, starvation, and the violence of the ignorant to ruin all who could. Might stand against him. But the white legs, they couldn't live on their own like most scavengers. So gave them purpose, turned their hunger into a weapon. The wall of New Canaan, too high for Caesar. Too proud, maybe. Or maybe something there from his past that needed killing. Memory of Graham. Helped them dig out Canaan's supply caches and other secrets the sands hid. Bunkers filled with powered weapons even the Brotherhood might desire. They call these new weapons storm drums in the firing of shells. Taught them the power in the casings to channel the spirits in their guns. Me, they called me the flag bearer. Glory in my hand, in my staff that still bore the weight of the old world, just as the symbol on my back did. I learned their weapons as a means of respect, and when it came their turn to pay respect to me, history came rushing back. Can't escape what's been done. History's there, no matter how far you walk.
Fair enough. Really should do something productive with the day off. You know. Yeah, no. Diamond. We'll do it. Oh, they have art. They're using. I have so much flamer fuel and I don't use trader or flamer. My bad. Lots of rock.
went to Colonel Autumn and got approval for her damned efficiency guidelines. All experiments will be carried out with the test subject fully active to reduce iteration time. It's barbaric. I've explained this to the Colonel. Just because the iBots don't have true AI doesn't mean they're just machines. I guess results are all that matter around here. Forget things like ethical procedures or humane treatment. I'm starting to have serious misgivings about leadership around here. At least I've got you to talk to, huh, Eddie?
Whitley was really protective of his iBots, huh? Can't believe they'd approve that. I've met enough robots to know they're more than just machines. I can see why you left that place then. Hope these bastards got what's coming to them. Let's press on. We got a lot of ground to cover. This is not Gucci. I now understand the level 25 requirement. Fuck was that? It killed the Deathclaw. We can use a nail gun. You can go home, courier. Melted into the ground. Might have been a little overkill. Hulking tunneler. Get up! Get up! Just smack me across the fucking room. Wow, we're over 24 hours. Jesus. We're not even close. Which is cool. Lots of gameplay. Jesus Christ.
There you are. You went quiet for a time. You killing the bear wouldn't prove easy. You and your machine, you survived. There's a lesson here in the Divide. Old world history about paving and intentions could teach the Republic a thing or two, if they listened. They have an idea of trying to do what's right, never quite getting there. Maybe you've seen it. Nipton. Elsewhere.
Got a better way?
Yes. And any courier could tell you the same. See it everywhere. The bear. Bear's too busy carving up the Mojave with knives, roads, borders, and how things should be, to see how it is. They're stretched thin. Can't protect their front lines, their towns. Think paper's power. Radio means control. All of it useless. No matter now. Bear couldn't hold the Divide. You and that machine are all that remains of NCR here. Rest fell to radiation, fire, and what burrows below.
Those soldiers in Hopeville were once NCR, I'm sure of it. Why were they with the Legion?
You see, true. Not scavengers. It's what they wore. Before this all happened. Pain makes for strange allies. The hate the bear and bull shared across the battlefield now turned against the Divide. Few survived. Intact. Many NCR were already here when the destruction happened, keeping the route east open in fear of Caesar, fear of the Legion.
NCR would have needed this supply line hoping to reinforce Mojave and Hoover Dam.
The dam, that old world wall. The bear, NCR, couldn't be allowed to reach it easily. Long 15, Cayman, both bad enough. Kimball, Kaiser, House. You'd think their whole world was that wall, cutting the Colorado. If I'd never laid eyes on it, never spoke of it. But once found, it was all Caesar could see. That, and the flag beyond it, another symbol, big enough to challenge him. And the Divide, one of the roads to it. Legion was tasked with cutting that artery. If you can't kill the bear in one stroke, bleed it, starve it. That kind of murder. It's what any of the Legion would have done. Now, the Divide belongs to history.
What were the creatures in the underpass?
Tunnelers. Predators that make their own roads beneath the ground here. Divide broke their sky, showed them the world above, and the scent of new prey. Be a slower death for the Mojave than bombs and fire, but they'll come for its people, from where they least expect, below.
Radiation from the war might have created them. The detonation's quakes caused them to the surface.
Makes sense. Truth favors that. Matches the history of this place. Were signs they were here for a long time. Before marked men. Before what happened to the Divide cracked their sky. If so, they were buried deep. Might have been born the day America Earth's embers started to settle. Seen worse things twisted by radiation.
When you say slower death for the Mojave, spreading out from the divide?
Death will come from below. In the divide, need to watch the sky and the ground. Mojave will be easy prey for them. They'll start emerging throughout the Mojave in time. Might be years, probably less. They breed fast, hunt in groups, more than enough to bring down the strongest in the Mojave, once they draw blood. Seen them tear apart Deathclaws. Deathclaw might get some, but the rest will swarm it, tear it apart, like Denver hounds.
Denver hounds? Denver is far to the east, Legion territory.
Mojave and the Divide are the only places I've walked. Walked the east, too, before the bull came. Then, much like the Mojave before the bear, tribes, towns, clutching to life. Bull did a better job.
Those marked men in Hopeville had some strange masks and blades I'd never seen before.
They bear false versions of Legate Beneus's masks. The one Caesar fashioned for him. Thought it was an insult at first. No better now. It's shaped from divide metal, not with care and strength, but with hate. Keeps them anchored. Crude, effective, like the blades they carry. Distant mirrors of their legate, a symbol they can hold on to, while the divide tears at them.
Other marked men had NCR gear, and they weren't carrying marks of blades.
For the two-headed bear, NCR, they don't have symbols in the same way Legion does. They revere their mines and explosives, guns. That is their religion. Death from afar. Take pride in it.
Found some recordings from you in Hopeville.
The tapes. Didn't think those would be found. You know the divide better than I thought. Had tech from the Big Empty. Recorder a woman gave me. Didn't survive the road. On its last legs. Cast it and the tapes aside. Weren't worth the words anyway. Not like I'd forget what happened. If you heard them. Nothing but ramblings. Reminders for a man who doesn't need them. Probably more lying from here to the divide.
You wouldn't have recorded these messages if they didn't matter to you.
Maybe not. Who's to say? You, perhaps, found them. Heard them after I cast them aside. Maybe there was purpose in that. If they matter. If history matters. We'll see at the end of the road.
This is the high road. Where does it lead?
At the end of the high road lies Ashton. Its silo. That machine I'm with you. It can open it, wake it up. Like it did the one in Hopeville.
You have a lot of hate for the robot with me. Get in your voice.
Hate? No. There's nothing to hate in metal, steel, gold, or platinum. You're a machine. It's just a tool, made of wreckage of the divide. All that was brought here.
When we first spoke in Hopeville, you mentioned you swore not to kill me.
You know the why of it. If you don't, I do. And that's enough. Shows trust, only walks so far west. Earned more than that, though. Getting this far. We walk the same road, carry the same colors. Can't break that by making the road red. Want more than that? Walk the divide. Answers will come. Closer you get to home. You and that machine.
The road leads nowhere. There's nothing in the divide.
Many in the Mojave think the divide's nothing but canyon and storm. Wasn't always. There was life. A town farther west. Not talking about an old world town like Hopeville. More recent. Something you saw in your lifetime. It had the name, the Divide, too. But rather than cracks in the earth, it was a road from the west into the Mojave, a supply line. Took a courier to make that road. You. Back then, you saw the road with eyes facing east. This time, the divide's in the other direction. And if your eyes try to make sense of it when you reach it, home's not what it was.
I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes there's so much dialogue, I literally have no idea what was said. Our, last 10 hours of this playthrough. I know some. What makes you think this leads home?
All roads lead back to one's home. Not your birthplace, maybe, but home. Home isn't where you were born into this world. You taught me that. Part of your message, whether you meant it or not, can be a place of mind. A moment where you know who you are, the history of it. And they can be places you breathe life into. Never would have known the Divide had it not been for you. The road you made with your tracks again and again. You were the only one willing to make the journey to and from here. A hard road. Kept the land before the Divide alive through seasons, storms. Can't have been just a job. Was something more to you. Don't feel for a place that hard unless it's home.
You're crazy. Your head's messed up worse than the Divide. I've walked a lot of hard roads, Mojave and before. Doesn't mean anything.
It means everything. Even if you deny it, cast it aside. That speaks to what you are. Proves what happened here. It was you walking that road that kept the Divide alive. It grew from what you did. Settlers, camps, filling that old world city. Chance for a new nation, new beginning, new way of thinking. Could have breathed new life into the Mojave, bridging east, west, like Hoover Dam. But not old world. Something you made. Road was a supply line.
Still making assumptions about all of this.
No. Recounting history. NCR saw the worth in that road you made. Staked a claim, whether it was wanted there or not. True elsewhere in the Mojave. And where the bear tries to cling to life, the Legion comes, bearing messages. Some brought by blade, others by couriers. You knew what was coming, as sure as I know what's coming for you. This time you carry the burden. Walk west into the sun, and keep walking until it dies. There, I'll be waiting.
At 100. Great Khan. How are you not taking damage? Vaya con Dios. Worked.
Yeah, all due respect, sir, I think you're making a mistake. We're close to a breakthrough with the Duraframe iBots. I can feel it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I understand that we need the Duraframe assets for Hellfire armor, but... No, sir. Yes, sir. I understand, sir. I'll tell the team to start disassembling the ED series prototypes right away. Eddie, you little rascal, were you eavesdropping again? I think those videos you watch are a bad influence on you. How much of that did you hear? Didn't Dr. Grant say she'd upgraded your navigational systems? And I think I have an idea. How'd you like to be just like Ralphie?
Sounds like Dr. Whitley was a bit of a rogue element. You record everything that's said around you? Really? Well, I'd better be careful what I say to you, huh? No, Eddie. I don't want to hear your recordings of mating calls. That's just wrong. Let's get caught. Fucking death claws. Welcome back, Eddie. These be regular mercs, not death claws. Want to fire your weapon? Fucking hit him, Jesus. You've gained the marked perk. Oof. Condemned to repeat it. EMP!
Good. You're back online. Listen to me, Eddie. If you
5,575 experience?
You have to go now. I've uploaded destination coordinates for our outpost in Navarro into your system. I want you to go to the Enclave there, okay? Do you understand me? It's gonna be a long journey, my little friend. You'll have to fly very far. Fly very fast. Can you do that? I know you can. Be careful out there, Eddie. Maybe I'll see you again someday.
You're trying to get all the way to the Navarro? Isn't that NCR territory? Really turned you loose on your own? That must have been scary. Sounds like it wasn't easy for him either. Bet Whitley would be proud for making it this far. Come on, we need to keep moving. Courier's Mile. Looks like the missile hit somewhere on the other side of the divide. You think you could reach the location of the blast from Hopeville? That is, if you feel brave enough to explore ground zero of a nuclear blast. I have some Rad-X. At any rate, I think it's time for me to do something else today. I could play this all day. Not gonna. It might be back later. For right now, I gotta stop. 25 hours into this playthrough. At any rate, Snoop Brigade, Dustin, Ebe, thanks for chatting today. Anybody lurking, I appreciate you.